Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair where the lucky PAs. Yeah.
All right, let me try something new here.
You don't have to preface that.
Lucky Loonies, huh? Lucky Loonies.
Yeah, roll with it.
All right, what's up, you lucky loonies?
Oh, it's terrible.
Right. All right.
God, that was awful.
All right, you lucky sons of guns. All right, you lucky chunky monkeys. What's going on?
Just say a different one every time.
All right, you lucky
What are you
loons. All right, you lucky boys and gals. We got another movie review for you tonight. This one is from 2014. It is called Gone Girl. All right, guys, Gone Girl. We just watched that. I've seen it before.
We didn't just watch it.
No, but let me
did.
just. This is from
Watch it
Dave.
again?
Oh no.
This is from David Fincher. Let's go over the plot real quick, shall we? So, Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike, they're pretty terrific, aren't they? As Amy and Nick Dunn, they're a struggling married couple whose lives take a strange turn when Amy suspiciously goes missing in David Fincher's suspenseful thriller based on Gillian Flynn's novel.
Yeah, because he's not a writer-director. We were told that by Quentin Tarantino.
Right, yeah. Tarantino messed with his... Yeah, he said he's a great director, not a writer, though. But, all right.
Who, Fincher?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Said he's the greatest director, but he doesn't write anything. So he's not as good as me, basically. Is what it is.
Right.
When did you say that?
Not long
We
ago.
watched some interview.
All right. It begins with Nick Dunn. He's like an everyman who's also, but he's also a writer who was he had a booming, kind of a almost booming career in New York. He was a columnist, a New York Magazine columnist, and then his career took a turn for the worse when he loses his job in the recession. Now he's just teaching at a second-rate like college, and under pressure from his intellectually superior wife with a trust fund, they begin to fall out of love. Yep. And on the morning of their 5th wedding anniversary, Nick was going to ask her for a divorce, but when he returns home, she is gone, and there are clear signs of a struggle or suspicious activity. And that's where we, the viewer, begin our journey. It's like a perfect hook, right? Because people love murder mysteries, especially of like the spousal variety. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's very intriguing just from the get-go. It's like, did he murder her? Did he not?
Married people like to vicariously live through murder mysteries about spouses?
100%. People love drama, right? Real life, relatable drama. Nick's a relatable guy. Amy's a relatable woman, or so we think.
Relatable.
And a failing, struggling marriage is
Relatable
a
to psychopaths.
very relatable situation. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's dark.
Don't say that too excited, Joe.
It's dark, stylish, and sinister with exceptional performances from Affleck and Pike. Part thriller, part mystery, part very dark comedy, part commentary on marriage. Yeah.
I know you personally like characters that are likable.
Yeah.
So how'd you feel about this movie? Because neither of them
Yeah, they
end up being likable
They
at
both
all.
end up being very unlikable.
Right,
You can't really side with either one.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I honestly, I sympathize more with Nick Dunn, just because he's.
feel like most
you
people
have to.
should.
You have to.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Unless
Of
you're
course, he's a cheater and he's a liar, but like, I mean, you can recover from those things. He didn't kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? He's just
spoiler alert.
very interesting characters. That's for sure. Not
He set the whole thing off.
not so much for likable, but yeah, with cheating, yeah. But yeah,
Obviously, she had some issues in the past.
She
already.
went above
Nuclear.
and beyond.
Nuclear, yeah.
yeah. Like I don't think there's ever been a vindictive character as much as her. Like, because that's just insane.
Which is
just
well, it was weird too
to
because like
frame him for murder.
it
for
starts
cheating.
out and it's not like that. Like it's like kind of not boring, but almost like because
Standard?
I hadn't seen it. Like I had never seen it until I watched it for this. So like starting the movie and I was like this is fine, but this is what everybody's raving about. And then like when it starts to unravel, you're like, oh, I get it.
I get it now. Yeah.
But like I said, dang, Ben, because right away he starts talking about cracking skulls, and I was like, what the fuck is
It was
going on?
nuts, yeah. Talking
then,
about like her brains and like what's in her head and stuff. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Then
Oh yeah.
I said, oh, Leftovers lady, because I liked that TV show, Leftovers. That's his sister. Neil Patrick Harris, of course.
His sister's great in it.
A former Bond girl for Ben. Rosamund Pike started as a Bond girl. Did you know that?
Which one was she?
I have no fucking clue. You know I don't know anything about like
I'm trying to think now. I just can't think of which one she was. But
lady from CSI New York, Celia Ward.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Tyler Perry.
Actually, who was good in it?
He was.
He was,
I'm
yeah.
not a fan of his. But
Yeah,
he
it's a good
was very
cast, man.
Yeah,
Roasting other people, good method of flirting.
yeah they all played
Because when he meets her, he just starts roasting her.
they all played a perfect role. Like
Honestly,
perfect
this movie's
characters.
funnier than you'd think. It's like a very, very dark comedy
Yes.
at times. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, then like when they meet and then he's like going down on her, and I was like, it's a weird time for her to just go, I really, really like you.
right. Just small moments, like
Yeah, there's so many lines in it that are so
Then
good.
some
and
weird
delivered so perfectly.
Yeah, like weird advice to get from your sister. I know, go home, fuck her brains out, and slap her with your penis. There's some wood for you, bitch. That's what his sister told him to do.
yeah, because that's one of the anniversary things.
It's
is
like the
wood.
morning of his anniversary.
That's great.
yeah, his sister hated her, so
Yep.
And then, like, I brought this up when we were talking about something else, like when he just goes outside just shouting, Amy. Or like when he comes in and he sees the house a mess, he's like, Amy! And there's just like an old neighbor, like,
Yeah, you brought this up. I didn't catch that part.
it killed me.
I just thought of
lost it.
Congo with the
Yeah,
Amy.
Amy, love.
Like green drink.
Amy, love, Peter.
That's great.
We used to do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're bringing it back.
too much. I feel like, but yeah, we should bring it back. Of course.
Honestly, I think this movie gets closer to like a real marriage than a lot of people think. Besides, like up to the scheming and the freaking
There's lots of
Also,
plotting the murder. You know?
scheming.
Yeah, scheming, but not to this level normally.
No,
But-
most people would ask for a divorce. You know what
Detective Rhonda Boney.
I mean? Boney, she was great in it. She was great in it.
Rhonda Boney.
But you do hear like murders all the time of like couples and spouses. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, people snap.
That's it.
They do, but like they just kill each other. They don't do like they don't plan. She planned for like a year and like collected all this stuff and like then that's too much. You know that's bordering on like just illogical and unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Ja-
where it lost me a little bit.
James Gilpin, more like Gulpin.
But no, her
Am I
plan
right?
only like followed up till him getting framed, and then she was gonna watch him go to jail. She didn't plan on like Neil Patrick and.
No, she didn't plan. I know she didn't plan that out, but I'm saying she planned out the whole thing for like a year. Like that's what they said. Like her collecting the
Yeah, that's like
all the stuff.
I
and
think it's
the money.
believable, honestly.
For a year.
for a bored housewife, yes. Because she didn't do anything. She just
You don't
sat
think
at home.
you don't think any time in that year she'd been like, maybe this isn't the best idea.
Probably, but then she psyched herself back up.
No,
Oh
she
my
had stuff in the past with that other dude where she like framed him too.
Yeah, she was
She
just
had a history
crazy.
of it.
She was
Yeah.
just insane.
Then, did you guys missed my Gulpin joke?
I heard it, but I brushed it off. No, I'm playing.
I said James Gilpin, more like Gulpin. Am I
Nailed it.
right?
Nailed
the
it.
detective. But then I said amazing Amy, because when they first start talking about that,
Yeah,
they don't like specify that her parents wrote it.
yeah.
So like I was like amazing Amy, cocky much, like she wrote the book.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I was like, oh, her parents did that. They kind of suck.
Right. They cashed in on her
And then
childhood. Yeah.
Then Ben Affleck sits down while she's like talking to interviewers, and he says she has a world class vagina.
right.
She's like in the middle of like work interviews,
I know.
and he just sits down. And he's like, "Hey, I'm so and so, and she has a world class vagina." And these interviewers are just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I mean, they both trick each other throughout the whole movie. Like he pretends
yeah.
to be something he's not to get with her.
And his behavior is not helping his case at all.
Yeah, he BS's his way to like get with her, and then she's not clearly
not who she says she is.
Yeah, but also then like that's nobody's fault but your own for staying with somebody once you figure out they're a fraud.
her with him.
Yeah, like she like blames him for like pretending to be somebody else, but when you figure that out, just leave.
No, I think she did like him in the beginning. I think.
Yeah, but she like gives that whole speech about how he was fake, so she was fake, and like
she
was
was
just
She
like-
wasn't. She was the cool girl. She was being that for him.
She was already unhinged, and he's like
yeah,
faking
very
her
much
way
so.
into it, like making her believe something he's not. Just pissed her off even more. So she's like, "Well, I'm not letting this go." Like,
And
he
then
pretended to be
cheat-
something he's not to get with me.
The cheating thing was the snap,
And then cheated on her.
Yeah, then
Well, then
that's the
after that,
thing that
so-
made her snap. Yeah.
with the cops badgering him about like knowing his wife's blood type, and then immediately the cop is like, should
Yeah.
I know my wife's
No.
blood tape?
No.
They suck. Cops suck.
Right. This movie, like a lot of Fincher's films, it deals with like a dark side of human nature, you know? Like Seven and Fight Club, and
Just-
Social Network and
Don't
stuff
fear
like
the
that.
Reaper. Good song placement. Just gonna say.
Themes like marriage, identity, trust, truth, reputation. But it does it does go a little too far in my opinion with like the whole just the scheming. And
I did
just-
learn that.
Well, it's a movie.
I know. I'm just
did
saying.
learn that complicated is code for bitch. So if you want-
Is it? Yeah.
That's what his sister told him because he
Yeah.
said like Amy was complicated. And she goes, "Don't say that. Everybody knows that's code for bitch."
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna use that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, how's
she's-
Sophia? Complicated.
right. I'm showing her this video of it.
She'll
No,
never
I'm
watch
kidding.
it. She hates us.
No, but there are two ways you can take this movie. You know, like you could take it like serious, like you said, Joe. I mean, you believe it, right? I mean, you.
I mean,
believe
it's,
stuff like
it's
this can happen.
slightly
It's
far fetched, but the stuff like this does happen. That's what the
There's
show.
crazy people everywhere.
The,
Or you could just kind of just say this
90
it's
minutes,
unbelievable,
almost every
you know what I'm
episode of
saying?
that
Like, I
shit.
can
What
get, get
Part of it's
that.
unbelievable though.
Just the whole
Framing someone for
scheming-
murder?
Just the whole scheming for a year. Just the unbelievableness of it. Like just
Which part?
yeah, but like if you
but her
watch real
scheming
life
for a whole year and then everything going perfect and her running away, and then plotting to kill herself, which she ultimately
Somebody's
doesn't,
already
but
a loose cannon and they get pissed off enough. And
It's
it
just
happens every day.
it's just crazy.
usually,
man.
yeah,
Like that's what
like we
that's
said,
why
usually they
there's
just kill each other.
So
and
many Netflix documentaries about like
That's what I'm saying. They either kill each other or get
There's
a divorce.
tons about like planning and stuff though, of like
yeah,
setting people up.
You just saw the inner workings that you don't normally see.
yeah, and then
And a lot of it's for entertainment, obviously, because
right
it's a movie.
and then
but,
the whole
like,
media thing.
But yeah, most people would slip up and not have it come off flawless.
Right, exactly.
But she did. So
Crazy man.
But then her parents were using it as a promotional event for like the books when she was missing.
yeah,
They suck, dude.
Yeah.
The whole movie they suck.
I just love every part of it. I think all the characters are great. All the actors play like certain roles. Even the cop, like who sides with him in the end, it's like doesn't believe her and you ask her questions. Like the lady cop, it's like, I mean, I don't really buy what you're saying. And the guy's like, just shut up, because she's trying to like be the victim
Yeah.
when they're all
Right.
interviewing her in their hospital.
right, yeah.
And the chief gets mad at her for like asking questions.
Mhm.
She said this happened, so leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Like the different twists throughout and stuff are great. Like how he does interviews, like that she'll see and like plays it up and like does like this stuff, like to the camera.
messages to her.
Yeah,
Right.
And knows she'll see it to tick her off even more.
It's crazy because like it keeps you like having to reassess whose side you're on and who you believe. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They
But
keep revealing new information.
The
and
mom
and
almost.
we realized that her diary is like unreliable. She lied and she fabricated a lot.
Oh
of
yeah,
stuff
that was
in
the
it.
whole point of it, though.
Yeah.
That's what the cop asked about.
But like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's because he's
But then
like,
they-
isn't that? Don't you think that's pretty convenient? That's how the diary ends.
Yeah, but then he did actually touch her at the end, near the end, which makes
He
you
spiked
think
her against the wall.
Yeah, when you makes you think like he is capable of that.
Oh, 100%.
That stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like
The mom did almost get me back on her side though, when she's like in his small town and it's like, this place smells like feces.
it was a good line, dude.
This place literally smells like feces, is what she
That's
said.
the best part that had me die. I crack up every time is when she spits in that lady's Mountain Dew. It's too good. She goes, she says something bad.
Well, yeah,
that Amy must be
yeah.
a real. And then she goes,
yeah,
Fucking Minkus from Boy Meets World shows up as like an extra as a cop. And then I said, do these siblings want to fuck? Why is that a thing or question in so many things we watch?
the brother sister.
Yeah.
like Affleck.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No,
I think they were just very
they
close
Don't,
and,
but
like,
very close.
like at points it was very awkward.
Yeah, well, they owned a bar together. I think she just
Yeah.
felt like she has her boot on
And
his
then
neck, and she just hates it.
There's a lot of projecting going on by everybody involved.
100%. Yeah.
Like the cops projecting on him projecting on like his sister and her parents, and then she obviously Amy is projecting on everybody.
And then the media
He's a
plays
nut.
a big role, and like
What was your guys' favorite line, like in the movie? Like, 'cause there's so many good ones that like.
Well, that's the next thing was we should go to Outback tonight. Like that was a big night out. He wouldn't let her go to the bar, and I was like, let her go to the bar, bro. And then
Yeah.
he goes, like that's when he's cheating on her, and I was like, come on, dude. Like small town Missouri, you think nobody's gonna see you like fucking your student at the bar
right.
that you own?
That's crazy.
Like,
That's crazy.
not even like go out of town, bro.
Right.
Yeah, he was not.
Seriously.
Take her
not
to the
smart about
Ramada
it.
Inn.
He was not
My
smart about it.
God, yeah. And his whole attitude the whole time is just like kind of just like, you know, like,
Well, he was over it. He didn't expect any of this to happen. So he's like, we'll just get a divorce and I'll bail.
And then- oh yeah,
She's not
At
going to
this-
frame me for murder.
At that point is when I was like, is the whole plot going to be that she disappeared on purpose so that he would get in trouble for murdering her? And I was like, if she gets away with all of this and just is fine, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah. And she does, doesn't she?
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, that's that's another thing that was unbelievable. It's like he just stays with her because of like his reputation and he wants to stay for the kid and like
That is true. People do that.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's a bit unbelievable. She's a murderer and she framed him for murder. Like there's no way way out of that.
It is extreme, but people are dumb. Like they care more about like, oh, people might find out my little secret, so I'm just going to deal with this immense nonsense.
No, she said she was going to make the kid hate him. And he doesn't. That's like.
Yeah, but also,
nightmare.
bro,
Like,
Man.
you're not going to give birth to a kid and have it hate me when you're a killer.
that's crazy. Like,
But just I'm sure there's some
you know how she got pregnant, right?
Yeah, she took the semen from the
The sperm bank that she told him was gone.
from years ago, yeah. And like
Which is my favorite line in the movie when like she gets back home and he's just so pissed. And she wasn't pregnant before.
Yeah.
She lied about it. And he's like, was there ever a baby? And she's laying in bed. And she goes, there could be. And his hat's on the bed. And he's like, oh, it's so diabolical.
right. She's so like just conniving and manipulative.
And I love the whole visual of when she first gets out of the car back at the house. And he's like, you fucking bitch. And, like,
Right.
she falls in his arms.
Straight up
all the
fucking-
reporters and
and the
everything.
media's all back
Straight
there.
up fucking
It's awesome.
psycho. Like,
Yeah.
and she did kill it.
Oh,
She's so
Yeah.
good. In it.
And multiple times, you're just like, I didn't think she could get crazier.
She's the best actress in the
Also-
movie. Best, and she's the most fascinating character in the movie.
They did NPH dirty.
They did.
They make him come off as a rapist,
Creep,
stalker,
yeah.
and then she ices him with a box cutter.
yeah.
Crazy, man.
Like bathes in the blood as he's banging
But
her.
first, she
was
rapes
so
herself with
dark.
a wine bottle.
Yeah, and then gets the footage. Yes, make sure the cameras catch it. Right. And
Yeah,
man,
it's one of those roles where like she can't be anything else. No, she's
Yeah,
Amy.
she's that.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel
her
like,
eyes the whole time. Are
Oh
just
yeah, but
something-
she
there's something
she
off.
literally could have left him, aired out his dirty laundry, taken all of his stuff, and he would have been left off pretty bad. So why did she do all of this? Like that plan is crazy. When she literally could have, they would have gotten
Right.
divorced. She would have taken half
Right.
of his stuff. She could have aired out that he's a cheater and a
She
scumbag
had all the
and
stuff.
beater.
He didn't have anything.
Exactly. So like she could have left him destitute and with a bad reputation.
It wasn't
She
enough.
just
though.
really wanted
It
to be able
wasn't
to
enough.
murder. Yeah, because they had the death penalty. She wanted him to die.
Yeah. She just had to like win, and
Well, he was such like a hole about stuff he did. Like he did like the whole sugar thing with her, and they did it with that chick, and she
Yeah,
did.
that
She's
is
like,
true.
Oh, that's messed
You
up.
acted like I was the one.
That's
and then you
messed
do it with
up.
everybody.
But
So like,
that's worth life in prison on a or the
Oh,
death
man.
penalty.
to her
Crazy, man.
being a fake
But then,
SOB.
like, I was hoping, like, when she thought she was being meticulous with all her notes and stuff, I was like, oh, that might be her downfall. Like, they're gonna find this calendar or all of her post-its, and never did.
You know what was cool was I thought it was cool that they used both of them as narrators. You know, I can't
Yeah,
think of
like-
many movies off the top of my head that there's two narrators. So it gets you attached on like a personal level to each one of
Yeah,
them.
it's so
feel like
good.
her-
Makes you switch sides and
Her history of crazy exes, though, should have been a red flag that everybody caught. Like, who has like 4 exes that turned out to be like
Stalkers.
violent assaulters, abusers, rapists? Like, if every one of your
Right.
exes is crazy,
Yeah.
that's probably partially on you.
Yep.
right.
But she was like Amazing Amy, so she couldn't have like a blemish.
you find
True,
out
yeah.
he didn't know about all of them. Her
Exactly.
parents did,
Yep.
and her parents just believed her. And then when they're like in the interrogation room, and they're like, "Oh, well, she had another crazy ex," and Ben Affleck's like, "I didn't know about that."
She just withheld information. Yeah, she didn't tell him everything. Yeah, so both of them are, playing two sides.
Then the Mountain
you know?
Dew thing is like, because they're watching the news, her and that white trash girl together, and the girl's like, I don't buy this story. Like, this girl's lying. She's up to something. And when she walks out of the room, she like hawks a loogie in her Mountain
So
Dew.
funny, man. I love that.
and you
part.
realize with Neil Patrick that like he was the dominant one. Like he had all the stuff, and he would tell her what to do, and like lose weight and look better. And
Right.
she was just not having that. So like she had to be in control. So she didn't like that.
Right.
Couldn't stand it.
She had to be the dominant
see
one.
it, yeah.
Right. You know, I found interesting was like when he flicked the TV off, her reaction was like so like visceral. Like it was the most important thing in the world to her. Like that was the only thing that mattered.
The interview?
When he was watching the interview and he flicked the TV off, she went like that, like an animal or something. You know what I mean? Like it was so primal.
Twincest is another line they use.
Mhm.
It's a good one.
like the media
Twincest,
was
right.
using that.
Are they twins? Did they say that they're
Yeah,
twins?
they are.
Okay.
Then I said, I hope she ends up regretting not killing herself because she had dates where she said maybe kill yourself ? And then just would throw away the post-its. But I
she had
don't
to
think
wait
she
for, like-
regretted anything.
She had to wait for him to get sentenced, and it just wasn't happening.
Then the Mets and Yankees debacle that we talked about,
Yeah.
like because
Right.
the Mets
Behind the
had,
scenes thing. Yeah.
murder mysteries are good for business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The bar, the book, everything was booming.
Right. Now they're pretty much famous. And like, I guess that's good. I mean,
And then I thought,
whatever.
good job, white trash bitch. When they rob her, it was sick.
yeah, man, that one slip up made her have to call like 10
Then-
audibles. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
when she called Neil Patrick Harris, I said, of course, she called him that pathetic bitch.
right.
She knew she could play him like a fiddle.
100%.
And in the end, they both
And then-
lost.
oh,
so,
then-
like,
They did.
both
But
came
then,
out.
like, you could tell there was a secret, like, between them. And I was like, is she hiding the fact that he's gay for him? And then it's like, then he starts trying to freak off with her. I go, I guess not. Like, I was
Right.
just trying to figure out what she had
the
over him.
dynamic, yeah.
Then again, I wrote, they really are doing NPH dirty.
They did do NPH dirty. He gets caught up, man.
He's really, really good in everything.
And then he
like,
did,
surprisingly.
he did
He is.
the whole, like, the interview thing with Ben Affleck, like, where he knew she would be watching. He did so good. Like, he killed it. And then when, he puts his fingers on his chin.
Does that thing,
Because,
yeah.
like, she brought it up to her. Like, she earlier said, like, brought it up about his chin, so he covered it when
Yep.
he talked to her.
Yep.
And, like, redoing that again was, like, that's why people like Quentin Tarantino say Fincher's, like, the best director. Because that's, like, a thing
details.
that a lot of people wouldn't even notice, but, like, it's perfect and, like, connects so many dots in the story with just one little detail.
Oh yeah, he's a great visual storyteller. He's so great.
Yeah.
All of his stuff is so good. I
Yep.
mean, he's just awesome.
Yeah, when he says that's a convenient way, like, for her journal to end or diary to end,
Yeah.
that for like any good cop or detective, that should have been a red flag. Like,
I think he might kill me.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's super on the nose,
It's
and
so
he
on
even
the
says
nose.
that,
Yeah.
and they're just like, nah, this fits our narrative,
That's so on the nose, yeah.
which is like everybody wants it to plan out how they think it is. Like the lady on the news thinks she has it figured out. Like everybody thinks they have it figured out, and they just fit every piece of evidence to fit that narrative. Like the cops are really bad at doing it in this movie. Like, oh yeah, that lines up because I want it to end this way.
Right.
And like even one of the cops
Cops
says that.
do that.
Well, the cop says that, doesn't he? He's like, don't you think the easiest way is like what works out for us or whatever? And she goes, and the female detective Boney is like, no, I find almost every time it's the opposite. Like, it's not the easy answer is not what happened.
yeah, she does say that. I remember that line. Yeah.
I love how they show everything how like
And she was right.
Yeah.
Rosamund did it with like the IV and all the blood.
Yeah.
All the blood
Well,
that-
just draining herself, just sitting there.
Yeah.
They showed the whole process.
Well, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I said. I said where is it? Oh yeah, I said her level of psycho knows no bounds. And I said if she's gonna say that Neil Patrick Harris kidnapped her and then just get away with all of it because of that, I'm gonna fucking snap.
Right.
And then like it's funny because like she was leading the police when they were questioning her, like how the police lead people when they interrogate
Right,
people.
yeah, she was controlling
and
the
they were like
interview, yeah.
eating it all up. Like they
Right.
were just like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Well, she was
Perfect.
Well, no, she
covered in blood and saying she was raped, so like they're not gonna be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but
Right. They weren't pressing hard. They
No,
were letting her kind of control it.
and
And she
yeah.
was working them. She was working them.
And then yeah,
She knew she could.
can't you just be happy that your wife is home and safe? Get real.
As he's sleeping in the locked room,
Yeah.
like away from her,
Right.
being terrified.
Yeah, he's literally staying up at night, I think, because he's like is sleeping with a murderer.
And then that's
now.
what Tyler Perry said. You might want to thank her. Just don't piss her off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was telling him she confessed murder to me, but she made me take off my clothes and shower
Yeah.
with her so I didn't have a wire. So
Right.
she knew.
But then I wanted.
That's so smart.
Nobody,
Yeah. So
nobody is
crazy.
questioning like that she changed her hair or because she cut it and she dyed it slightly. Like nobody is questioning like, huh? You were
It is-
kidnapped.
yeah, it is
But
interesting.
your hair is completely different. Like,
Yeah, why is that?
I don't think people would question that, honestly. If a person
But
got
you
like said they
should.
were raped, I know, but I'm saying like if someone said they were raped and made it back home, they're not going to be like, but your hair's different.
I was like,
so-
she just stopped at Bo-Ricks while she was being kidnapped and raped. Like, what did they?
You got raped? Oh, it's all believable. You got raped and you murdered someone? It's really.
She takes
And
that
then
like hammer to her face to like,
Oh, that was gnarly.
yeah, to look messed up.
That was gnarly. She took it to her
just
mouth,
like a
right, or
chilling
something?
gaze at the end,
Yeah,
like into the camera.
That was so. Her eyes are weird. I don't know.
They're weird.
She does something with her eyes, man. But she's so good in this. It's crazy.
Okay, then yeah, these were my closing notes. I said I was surprised that Joe picked such a long movie, because Joe and I are the ones that usually complain about the length of movies.
How long is it?
It's over 2 hours.
Is it?
I think it's close to 2.5, probably
But
2:20.
then,
It's
but
so
I'm-
good the
again,
whole way.
Like I'm pleased and surprised that I'd never watched it until now.
I know.
Like, it
That's
was a
crazy.
good thing to watch. for
It's
the
so
first time.
good. I wish I watched it
And
for
then
the first time.
I said, it could use some more of Ben Affleck saying "my wife" in the Borat voice. But besides that, it's pretty good.
yeah.
Could you imagine if that was in it? That'd be a 10 out of 10.
It might take some sting off the movie.
It'd be
huh?
a 10 out of 10 if Ben Affleck in the middle of the police interrogation is like, they're like, oh, what is Amy to you? My wife.
I mean,
What happened when you came home? My wife.
now
was
that you
missing.
say it, I mean, I can see it now.
Oh god. Let's get to ratings, huh? I gave it an 8.5.
Same.
Wow. Me? Same.
Yeah.
8.5, baby.
Hey.
Yeah, this one. What do you think? Final verdict. Watch it ASAP. Watch it whenever. Skip it.
I would say ASAP. It's
Yeah,
The story is so
honestly,
good. The acting, the writing.
I had
dialogue,
never
everything.
seen it, and so I would say watch it ASAP because, like I said, at first I was like, "Why is everybody telling me I need to see this?" And then I did get pulled in.
You're right.
It's not what you expect initially. It's wild.
It's not. Yeah. About halfway through, it takes a turn where
And yeah,
you're
it
like,
is.
wow.
Like even with people hyping it up, it is wild. Her insanity
Knows no
knows no
bounds.
limits.
Right.
She's crazy.
She's one of the craziest females ever in a movie. Maybe
And
the craziest.
I personally will never say anything's unbelievable in movies because like
It's a
real life.
movie, yeah.
Real life is so insane in itself. Like
It is,
You
yeah.
see stuff every day, like people running out of basements
like
that have been chained up for like
the guy
3 years.
at Meyer,
like-
the guy at Meyer
Right.
shooting heroin in his dick. You know.
yeah, exactly.
I know, but I mean, it's just like
I get both ways. I see both sides.
I do too. Yeah, I know suspension of disbelief. You're supposed to just go into a movie. It's a movie, yeah, but like,
But I'm saying like every day on the news you see stuff that you're like that wouldn't. If that was a
Man, how
movie, you
did that
wouldn't believe it.
happen?
Like yeah,
there are a lot of that does happen. Crazy stories. Yeah.
It's-
Ever since
yeah.
2020, really. I mean, well, 2020 it seemed to amp up things.
I seen last week. Donald Trump said he's going to bring back the guillotine, hanging, and firing squad if he gets back there. And I died laughing for like 10 minutes when I read that article. Yes, he did. He said for like the school shooters and stuff. He's like, the guillotine's going to stop them. They're going to think twice before they shooting.
I'm voting for him.
I mean, that'd be
That's
dope.
great.
I'm leaving the earth if that happens. Though.
All right, guys, we got the quote game. I got a movie quote for these guys. They got to guess it. Here we go.
Debbie Does Dallas.
You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's gonna get away with my money. I missed the part where that's my problem.
You want to take this one? I mean, 'cause I know it, man.
Go. Yeah, if you know it, go for
I think
it.
you should be on you.
Why? He knows the answer. He's not gonna say it.
He's holding out. He's holding
Yeah,
out.
I'm not going to say it.
You get the points.
Yeah, but then you
say
get
it.
him too. I don't want you to get him. I'm kidding. It's Spider-Man.
Ah, it is. It is.
You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's going to get away with my money.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Dang. All right. Spider-Man.
I just didn't want to guess.
I assumed you knew. So that's fine.
Well, I didn't want to guess because Ben always interrogates me because I guess like the wrong number of the movie, or it's like Spider-Man No Way Home,
Toby,
for example.
baby.
Like,
Right,
he's just
right.
like, that's not the full title, and then I just
I seen there was a
See
meme
red.
with like the Macho Man part about that.
Bonesaw is ready.
Said like, isn't this like anti-gay or like pro-gay or something? He said like, did your husband make that outfit for you? And like, he's talking to his Macho Man.
Right.
Spider-Man's pro-gay.
All right, guys. That's our review for Gone Girl. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you soon.